Hold on, everyone. Welcome back to another video. If you don't know who I am, that means you're new. I'm Mark. What's good with y'all? Go check out my other videos. Check them out. Check them out. But first, stay on this one. So, I know some of you guys who have watched my FNX 45 tactical 500 round review have gotten to see this little beauty right here. But it does deserve its own video. So let's get right into it. No more beating around the bush. You saw the thumbnail. You read the title. So, first thoughts on the Holosun 507 comp green dot right here. I love this thing. All right, so let me tell you guys about how this came to be, because this is an expensive dot and I got a crazy deal on it. So one of the shooters who comes to the range, great dude, he was talking to me about this FN actually, because he was like, hey, you know, this is a cool looking gun. It has a nice trigger on it. You know, it's optics ready. Are you going to get a dot for it? And I was like, yeah, 100%. I want to get a dot for it. And he was like, all right, is there any dot you're thinking about? And I'm like, oh, the 507 comp from Holosun. And he's like, why that one? And I'm like, big window for a big gun. It just makes sense. And he's like, you know what? It's a good point. I have one of those actually. I'm like, okay. And he's like, you want to borrow it? Are you okay with that? He's like, yeah, 100%, dude. I'll let you borrow it. Try before you buy. You know what I mean? That kind of deal. You want to make sure you like the dot before you spend the money. It's not a cheap dot. And I'm like, all right, yeah, cool. He's like, I just took it off my SIG, so it's no big deal. And keep in mind, guys, he says his SIG. Let me tell you guys the SIG it is. It's the SIG P226X5 Legion. Okay. That's not a cheap gun, guys. If you know anything about SIGs, that's not cheap. But regardless, next time I see him at the range, he brought it. He was like, hey, here you go. And hey, if you like it, I'll just sell mine to you. I'll give you a good deal on it. I'm not looking to make anything on it. Just get a little bit of my money back. All right, sweet. I love this thing. Now, I'll be honest, I do wish I had more videos of me shooting with this dot to put in this video. I don't really have any. However, I can say, though, that in the FNX 45 tactical review, the 500 round review I've done on it, I do have videos of me shooting with this dot, so that's always a good thing. You guys can check it out there. You guys can see it's phenomenal. But back to what I was saying. Back to, you know, I was shooting with it for about a week, right? You know, I've only gotten to put a couple hundred rounds through the gun with the dot on it. So let me start with that, guys. I'm not super experienced with the dot, so when I say first thoughts, it's kind of I'm kind of using the term loosely. I've actually had these thoughts gathered for a little bit because these were my first thoughts, and I've just been so busy because I have a new baby that I haven't been able to upload this video. So let me clarify on this. These are my first thoughts. It's not like, oh, well, I've sat here, pondered on it. What could be wrong with the dot? You know, like nothing like that. These are my first thoughts on it after just shooting it for a tiny bit. So I've only put a couple hundred rounds with the dot on there. And so far, hasn't gotten loose or anything along those lines. But those of y'all know, I more so am going to attest that to who I had put the dot on instead of just the dot. But the dot has been very sturdy, very reliable, very easy to shoot. It has a huge window on it, which is awesome in my opinion. So some people might be wondering, why is the big window such a big deal? Guys, this is a big handgun. It is not exactly small. It holds a 15+1 capacity of 45 ACP. Having a small window on this gun is just going to look weird, in my opinion. It's not going to look right. It's just going to make no sense. It's like having a mini light right here. You know, like if I threw my Olight Balder Mini right here on this very last slot on the 4 rail slots right here and had it pushed all the way back, that would not look right. That would not look right in any way, shape, or form. It's the same thing. It's the same thought process that with there being a bigger window, one, it's just going to look better on the gun. But two, I'm going to be able to see a bit more because, I'm sorry, one of the benefits of a dot is the fact that you have a window and you can sit there and still focus on other things around your target instead of just your front sight, because when you line up your sights, you're just going to eventually be focusing just on your front sight. But entire point I'm getting at is, so far this dot has been phenomenal. Probably one of my best choices for a dot for a handgun. Truth be told, there we are. I'm very tired, guys. I am very, very tired. So let me tell you a little bit about this dot. Of course, it's a Holosun. We all know that. So the adjustment settings, one click is a quarter MOA, meaning a quarter inch per 100 yards. So if you want to move it an inch at 10 yards, 40 clicks. Just saying. Do the math, guys. But back to what I was saying. It has about 4 settings on it. If I'm not mistaken, one of them is the normal 2 MOA dot. Another one is a 32 MOA circle, I think it said. And then I believe there's I can't remember all the measurements off the top of my head. Sorry, guys. But there are 4 settings on here. 3 of them are circles. One of the circles has a circle with the dot in the middle. And then you just have your typical 2 MOA dot. So you guys might be wondering, is that really helpful? Is that beneficial? For some people, yeah, their different tasks require a different setting. And while I currently keep it at just the 2 MOA dot, I can also say that I have shot on the other settings and they're not bad. It's not like they are awful. It's just I personally prefer the 2 MOA dot. Excuse me. But that is a feature that comes with it, is that you can change the reticle on your optic here. All you have to do so is just hold down the minus button, which you can see is located right there. Now, would I recommend you go out and buy this dot based off just my first thoughts on it? Not really, no. It is an expensive dot. If you check Holosun's website, they're saying it's like $400, $450, something along those lines. I'm sure you can find it a little bit cheaper somewhere else. Usually the actual websites are going to overcharge a bit. But all in all, do I like it so far? Have I enjoyed it? Have I, with the few hundred rounds, or a couple hundred, not even a few, with the 200 and change rounds I have put through the gun since having this dot on there, have I enjoyed the dot being on there? 100%. So, oh my goodness. And, I just realized I never exactly told you guys the price I'm getting it at. Keep in mind, guys, it is retailed as a $400 dot. I'm getting it for $150. So when I tell you guys I got a steal because this particular shooter who just didn't like it, he was just like, hey, Mark, I'll sell it to you. I got a steal on it. But I want your guys' thoughts on this dot down below. I mean, I am a huge, huge fan of it. Again, we're talking a huge window. We're talking 4 different settings you can put it on. It's a green dot, so of course that's always a plus in my opinion. You can pick up your sight quicker, and everybody's going to argue, how do you know that? The human eye picks up green 60%. That's 6D, not 16. 60% quicker than a red dot. I've already talked about that, though. So if you guys are wondering why I believe all that, go ahead and check out my videos where I'm talking about the pros and cons of a green dot over a red dot. I believe that's how I titled the video. But regardless, I think that about wraps it up for this video. I know this video has been kind of ranty, well, not even ranty, but just kind of all over the place. It's been a couple of days. I've missed doing videos for you guys, and I've really, really wanted to get this video out of the way for a good while. Now, do I have any more details that I'm withholding about this dot from you guys that I can think of? No. What I can tell you guys, though, is that I will have a more thorough review probably within the next month or so. I will have more videos of me shooting with the dot. I will have more opportunities to have better videos of me shooting. For example, I'll be able to do some drills again, things like that. But all in all, as I said, I think that about wraps it up for this video. Y'all make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share, hit that bell. When you hit that bell, hit all. And whether or not you like the Holosun 507 Comp Green Dot, whether or not you have no experience with it, go ahead and comment down below. And then make sure to check out all my other videos. Y'all make sure to stay legal, stay safe, stay dangerous. Have a good one, y'all. Peace.